everyone, and welcome back to another Splitgate update. My name is Jesse Griffin, and I'm the Live Ops Product Coordinator here at 1047 Games. I am, of course, joined with Derek Jones, our lead game designer, and Josh Watson, our design director. Today, we're going to discuss our most recent playtest and what the survey results had said, as well as announce our next playtest.
You didn't even know they made these.
Friday and Saturday, the 10th and 11th. On Friday, the playtest
they've been doing these for
from 3
time.
to 6 p.m. And on
It's
Saturday,
on the
10
Splitgate
to
2
1
channel.
Pacific time. Before we dive into what's to come, Josh, if you give us a quick recap on some of the data points that we saw from the last playtest.
Yeah, for sure. So for those that missed it, in our last playtest, we tried out a recharge-based portal system where players were limited to 4 portals that regenerated over 8 seconds. We had a lot of people jump in and check out the changes, share their thoughts, and we learned a ton from that feedback.
That's the whole point of the game, putting a portal limit.
Overall, the sentiment leaned negative, which is not totally unexpected when you're putting limitations on a historically unlimited mechanic. But the test really allowed us to see how these mechanics play out across wider ranges of skills and combat environments.
Yeah, but why would you put a limit onto portals when it's a game about portals?
That's when we got to really see the system's limitations. The first being that system had an inconsistent impact across map design. So on some maps, it slowed the gameplay down to a place where, frankly, it was too much, right? And it disincentivized engagements. And so look at other maps, some of the smaller maps like Core, and it felt somewhat more appropriate there, right? And so there's different impacts across these map designs, and ultimately what that means for us is that it pushes us towards this homogeneous map pool where we have to make everything kind of the same, which is at odds with what we ultimately want to do with maps. We want to make sure that we can bring new experiences.
Why is it so blurry?
New sizes, in different play
it's just a
experiences
gameplay.
at large. So
Why has it got so blurry gameplay in the background?
High stress situations that was just generally not positive, right? It made portal play in combat really punishing, and it was leading to players not wanting to engage with the mechanic with combat, which is obviously not our intention. On top of that, we sort of saw this added complexity to the system at large, which is already a complicated system, and so that sort of additional cognitive load, it just makes the mechanic a bit more difficult to grasp for inexperienced players. So
why would they do that though? I don't get where they were coming from putting a portal limit. Like, it make it harder to play with a portal limit because it's creating more of a skill gap. I think they did it to make it easier for newer players, but that's just making it harder for newer players if you think about it. You're putting a skill gap there, what wasn't already there. Whereas if you have unlimited portals, why do they always choose the worst gameplay?
Ultimately, it's clear to us that the recharge system is not the right
This is the blurriest gameplay
so
going.
We're not going to do that. But it did show us that there's like an interest in more thoughtful engagements. It showed us that there was a desire for combat to feel
I think they play this game themselves, don't they?
So
why don't they just use a good gameplay they got?
Our focus is on making fights more readable, right? With clear audio, visual feedback, when engaging with portals.
Surely they can up the quality as well.
We also add tools for meaningful counterplay.
Surely they've got powerful enough PCs.
The EMP grenade,
I mean, new players aren't going to use
tests in the sandbox.
Or quick though.
We're going to be working on that. We're going to be working hard on that.
Too slow.
We hope to show y'all some of the fruits of that effort in the future playtests. And so I know we all really appreciate everybody.
Yeah, but I feel like for a newer player to get into this game easier, it'll be easier for them to just have unlimited portals. If you put a limit on the portals, I feel like it would make it harder for a new player. Because they have to think about it more. Instead of just spamming it like everyone else.
Really, really valuable. So we really couldn't do this without you. So really appreciate it, everyone.
Yeah, well said, Josh. Absolutely. With our focus on more readable combat, Josh and we actually just did a playtest with our audio team, and they're doing a lot of different work to make sure that sounds are very distinct and you can get an idea of where portals are, where the gunshots are coming from. So stay tuned for these changes. I think that it's a good step in the right direction. Speaking of the next playtest, Derek, can you talk to us a bit about what's to come?
Yeah, totally.
I used to hop on one of these playtests actually.
Super exciting things.
I keep on saying to myself I'm going to hop on a playtest and I don't.
Everybody's hands. First one, Abyss is back. You guys asked for it, and we heard you loud and clear. We've heard a lot of commentary about missing the verticality in maps that existed in Splitgate and has been lacking in Splitgate 2. And we've also heard a lot of requests.
That's not my PC, is it stuttering? Is that? No, that's that gameplay.
In Splitgate 2. And We think Abyss totally delivers on both of those areas that we've been lacking. We're looking at some other Splitgate maps that we might be able to bring back for relaunch. So if there's any specific ones that you guys want to see, let us know. The second thing is we're super excited to add a new experience to the game. So we've talked a bunch about wanting to, at relaunch, deliver on the promise of Splitgate 1, and that's what we've got, which is classic arena mode. So this will live alongside our loadout-based arena experience. This is a new dedicated experience of classic arena, which is even starts, everybody gets a carbine and an assault rifle.
Oh,
and then alongside the normal power weapons on the map, we're introducing legendary secondary pickups on the maps. So
okay, so they're just adding a new mode, basically a new mode to mimic Splitgate 1 for the Splitgate 1 players. That's actually quite smart, you know. That's actually quite smart. I'll bring all them back. And in a mode where it's just Splitgate 1, basically, but on Splitgate 2. So you don't have to choose a loadout. Quite smart.
So similar to Splitgate 1, where
I mean, I don't know why you would want to
pick
play
up
like that,
a battle rifle or a submachine gun. In this experience, you start with a carbine and an assault rifle, and you can run around and pick up burst rifles and SMGs on the map. And those weapons, to be a bit stronger than your base loadout, will have all 5 attachments on them. As Josh mentioned, we're working on an EMP grenade within Splitgate. So
yo, they're putting all 5 attachments in it.
Yet, but I'm gonna have to play that. We're also planning on giving everyone an EMP grenade, just like we had in
EMP grenade.
Yeah, well said. And with the EMP grenades, they obviously will behave a little different than Splitgate 1. I believe we've already talked about this, but quick recap if you're unaware, they're going to now shut down the portal wall for a specific amount of time.
That's gonna be annoying. Clearing down a whole portal wall with a grenade.
Off of the wall. So it behaves a little differently, but we're really excited to get feedback when the time is right.
That's gonna be annoying.
And as for the
you're running around and the whole team just throwing EMP grenades at the portal wall. You can't even do shit.
We're changing in this playtest is we've gotten a lot of feedback around the time to kill changes that we've been testing. What we've seen is most people prefer this longer time to kill. What we're hearing from you guys is we went a little bit too far and it's feeling a little bit too long. So in this test, we've pulled it back a little. This new middle ground we think is feeling a lot better. We're looking forward to hearing from you if we think this is a better spot, and we're feeling good about it.
We're really excited for this.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a picture of this. I need to hop on one of these playtests. Let me see. I'm gonna have to hop on one of these playtests.
Playtest, which is once again this Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. Pacific time, and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Pacific time. And with these
that's not looking bad,
in mind,
you know.
as always, feedback.
She sounds quite good.
So please keep letting us know your thoughts. We are available, of course, on Twitter, social media in general. But join the Discord if you want to keep up to date with.
That's not looking too bad, you know. Can't lie. That's not looking too bad. I mean, it'll be nice. And then the Abyss map. Removing the portal charges. That's smart. None of this will matter though. They just got to monetize the game. Yeah, true. I mean, they can do all this changing and stuff, but they're not making money. It's impossible because there's not enough people watching it and stuff. Like, you can't stream it or anything and make a... Yeah, true. Or you could make a little bit of dough off it. You can make a little bit of money off it, but you won't be able to make a lot because he's not enough a bigger player base. There's not as many people wanting to watch content from it. Like, if you go on YouTube and search it up, no one's uploading it. I'm probably like one of the very few who are. I mean, it's all on there, and it's all up to them, to be honest, what they do, whether they can bring it back or not.